Hello mappers, modders, and everyone in between, and welcome to Portal Mapping and Modding's April and May monthly spotlight. Since we weren't able to cover April due to the beginnings of our ongoing competition, Summer Mod Jam, we'll be covering both April and May updates in this video. My name's Ashleyanna, and I'll be your lead host. As a reminder, every monthly spotlight is split into 3 segments: the workshop window, SourceTools and Stuff, and Mod Direct. The workshop window is my segment, where I'll be showing you maps posted on the workshop in the past month that we believe are interesting, cool, or unique. SourceTools and Stuff is the second segment, hosted by tools expert and programmer Orsell. He'll be giving you updates regarding external tools outside of the built-in Hammer engine, as well as Portal 2 Community Edition. Our third segment, Mod Direct, is hosted by mod developer and mapping expert Hazel, where she'll give you news and updates on mods within the Portal community. In addition, she will also present our specially chosen Mod of the Month. With that, I thank you for joining us once again, and welcome to the monthly spotlight. Hi everyone, it's Ash again. I'm here to present our first segment, the workshop window. In this segment, I'll be showing you some maps posted on the workshop this month that we believe do something new, cool, or interesting, or are decorated in a beautiful way. First up on the list is Plant by Dishwad. This map is a beautiful open-air map featuring a short puzzle and beautiful blue and green visuals. The vibrancy is clear here, and everything just looks so refreshing. Everything from the bright blue sky to the trees that dot the surrounding area has such great attention to detail. In addition, the puzzle, though short, is quite unique, using momentum and fizzler shuffling to get to the exit. And of course, we always love a little disc finding challenge. Although in this case, I'd say the challenge is more getting it to the exit with you rather than finding it. Overall, everything in this map, from the colors to the sound design, is brilliant. Definitely one of my new favorites. Next up, Reversed Polarity by Delta. This uniquely styled map has a mix of many different well-known styles, from old Aperture to Mel's Destruction style to Factory style and more. Its theme is quite dark, with the vibrant orange from the titular reversed funnel being the main center point of the map. The puzzle, which utilizes cube management in an excellent way, is quite good as well. My favorite part, however, has got to be the short exploration segment at the end of the map. I love little sections like this. Most maps don't need to let the player explore a little, so when they do, it's super fun and refreshing to see. Reverse Polarity is definitely a great and unique entry on the workshop, and one I highly recommend for its beautiful styling, excellent exploration, and great storytelling. Following that, we're going to take a look at Tylototriton Shanjing by AxoLabs. Axo features heavily in these videos, and it's for good reason. This map recreates Ceiling Catapult from the original Portal 2 campaign in a Combine-like style, a la Half-Life 2. The attention to detail put into every aspect of this map, from custom textures to observation rooms and more, is wonderful to see. In addition, this map isn't a redux. Ceiling Catapult this time has been modified to use Schrodinger cubes, adding a whole new element to this otherwise familiar puzzle. If you like Half-Life or the Combine style, I'd highly recommend you check this one out. Finally, at least in the Portal 2 category, we're going to head over to At the Bottom by MoistSkittles. This map is excellent, possibly my favorite from the ones we've covered so far, with an incredibly detailed entrance and exit sequence. You begin the map by falling through several layers of aperture that we've come to know very well, before being slammed into what is presumably the utmost bottom of the facility. Dense fog surrounds you, as does murky water, creating a specific sense of isolation and paranoia that is difficult to capture at times. Along with the simple puzzle it presents, At the Bottom has a lot to offer, and you should definitely check it out. For our next 3 maps, we're switching over to Portal 2 Community Edition. With this long-awaited mapping and modding tool now available to the public thanks to its open beta, there's plenty of new and excellent maps to choose from. First up on the docket is Horrit's Vertigo. The description of this map claims that Vertigo is their first ever hammer map, which, if true, is absolutely shocking. This map is beautiful, from its lighting to its styling and even its panel animations. We always love to see newcomers in the community, and P2CE is proving to be an excellent draw for new mappers. We would love to see more like this in the future. This detailing is excellent. Definitely recommend this one. Second up is Abbie's Dual Portal Flings. Though a short map, being an overgrown style redux of Chamber 12 from Portal 1, Abbie uses P2CE's new volumetric fog entities wonderfully, and the lighting in this map is one of a kind. In addition, the attention to detail here, whether it be the foliage, the texture work, or the music chosen, which you're hearing right now, is great to see. If you're looking to try out Portal 2 Community Edition and see what the new lighting can do for you and your maps, this is definitely a map I'd start out with. Speaking of maps I'd recommend to P2CE newcomers, I have to recommend Evely 1's The Evely Exhibition 5 out of 5. This campaign is a continuation of a long-running series of Evely's on the original Portal 2 workshop, and features all new mechanics, meta references to previous maps in the series, and 2 entire musical numbers performed by yours truly and composed by Connie 2 Buns. The Evely Exhibition 5 has a lot of things to offer. Not only does it make use of the new clustered lighting engine and volumetric fog, but it also contains its own storyline and puzzles. There's several sequences that'll make you question, how did she do that? With technically impressive mini-games at pretty much every point in the map. And I did mention the puzzles, right? Specifically, this campaign contains a couple of puzzles that utilize the Schrödinger cubes, which we initially saw in Portal Revolution. These cubes come in pairs, and when a laser enters one cube, it is redirected from the other cube. Overall, this campaign has excellent lighting, decoration, and storytelling, great music and setting, and of course, I've gotta mention, that voice actor sure is something. Did I mention the campaign's soundtrack is publicly available on Spotify? Highly recommend the Evely Exhibition 5 and all of the maps in its series for everything it has to offer. That's all for my segment. Remember to post your maps in our Discord server for a chance to be featured here, and happy mapping!
Hello everybody, Orsell here to present our second segment, SourceTools and Stuff. In this segment, I'll discuss updates and changes to external tools and libraries, general community modding, and resources for working with the Source engine, as well as updates on Portal 2 Community Edition. Crashwell has been putting way more work into her VTF editor, MareTF. In addition, she's also recently posted an update to Source Pretty Parsers. Most of the changes these past months have been for MareTF, consisting of fixes for both the CLI and GUI versions of the tool, especially changes that have helped expand the newer GUI tool and its usage. The GUI has received workflow improvements, including a redesigned create dialog, improved file handling, drag and drop support, customizable themes and interface behavior, texture minimaps, and tiled previews. New updates to MareTF have now deprecated Craftwell's old thumbnail generation tool for Windows, which displayed VTF thumbnails originally. This is no longer needed as MareTF now includes this feature by default. The CLI has been expanded with better multi-file support, cleaner command generation, improved platform compatibility, and fixes for QMap and animation processing. MareTF has also received a bunch of improvements for the Stratosource engine branch games, and is now included with Portal 2 Community Edition. Along with MareTF, Crashwell's also delivered an update to Source Pretty Parsers. The VTF PP module of Source PP has been updated to support new image processing and HDR capabilities for MareTF. The library now automatically clamp or resizes images during VTF creation, supports additional compressed HDR texture formats, and includes new image transformation utilities and filmic tone mapping support. Crashwell's MareTF and Source PP library are linked in the description below if you're interested in using either of them. Vicula has been doing astonishing work these past 2 months with their ++ tool suite, along with an update to Hammer++. Some of the major features improvements include work on VBSP++, VViz++, and VRAD++ to support far more Source Engine titles, with Portal 2 being a significant one. Vicula has added support for CSGO, Left 4 Dead 2, Portal 2, and Insurgency, still continuing to support Gary's mod and Source 2013 SDK. Unfortunately, there is a current issue of Portal 2, where Func Instance IO proxy entities are not supported with VBSP++. Portal 2 can still be run with the compiler, but instances will not work correctly. So Vicula has recommended sticking to the original VBSP for now. Vicula has also created a dedicated tool for installing their tool suite, called Tools++, which can be used to install the various compilation tools. Hammer++ has been updated to fix various crashes from the April 13th update of Gary's mod, including, with this update, is various quality of life improvements and fixes, like the open source button for the texture browser now being able to open VMT files inside VPKs, and being able to reload them properly. Control plus scroll wheel now is able to rescale stack props without needing to adjust the key value directly, along with a bunch of other crash fixes and performance improvements. FCool has done a ton of different features, fixes, and other quality of life features for the compiler tools. So much over the past few months that is too much to explain them all here. Tons of these updates and changes have been made to help support FCool's other project, Man vs. Zombies, which is available for wishlist on Steam right now. If you want to check out the full tool changelog, I recommend visiting FCool's Hammer++ site and opening the Tool tab to read the full log. A link to that will be in the description below, along with the Steam page for Man vs. Zombies, so you can go check out and support FCool's other big project. Portal 2 Community Edition released into open beta. Woohoo! Portal 2 Community Edition has come a long way since it was originally announced, helping prove and provide a platform for mappers and modders alike to develop content for Portal 2 and the like. With support of the new clustered lighting system, volumetrics, a new workshop add-on system, improvements to tools across the board, and way more to come. Portal 2 Community Edition should provide a modern platform for everybody to use. Last month, Ashley-Anna and I worked on a video with the P2C team that highlights its features. Go check it out with the card at the top right of the video. That's all for this month. For updates to tools and stuff in the community. If there's anything you'd like me to cover next month, please let me know. It's now time for me to hand over the talking stick to our next session host.
Hey everyone, I'm AxoLabs, here to present our third and final segment, Mod Direct. In this section, I'll give you updates on popular mods, map packs, and fan games, as well as presenting our very own PMaM mod of the month. Stay tuned to the end for that one. I'll be covering updates for mods over the past 2 months, like the previous segments, so there's a good chunk of things to cover in this segment. Starting off strong is a fairly big update from Divinity. First up is a set of 3 screenshots showing off a couple of new areas not seen before. The first one shows us a test chamber clad in all white, the second one shows off an office in a factory area, and the final one shows an interesting mix of a turret production line and a test chamber area. I'm very interested to see where these are and how things like the turret line are used in the final version. The other 2 screenshots shown is a progress update on the remastering of Chapter 1, and it's looking amazing so far. The extra footage and touch-ups to things like lighting and prop placement is really showing just how far Divinity has come since its inception. And I can't finish up Divinity's update without congratulating them on reaching over 10,000 wishlists on Steam. While they couldn't get their proper celebratory project out the door, since the 10,000 marker came sooner than expected, we got a funny little comic from the Divinity team talking about them hitting that goal. Once again, congratulations to the Divinity team. Thoughts also gave us an update back in April. Here we got an update on what happened to the content drop we were supposed to get a few months ago, citing certain issues from the game and from Steamworks support. They also stated that media updates will be on hold for a short while, possibly until the next teaser or trailer. We also got a new screenshot to look at, showing off a BTS area. I do really love to see large, expansive BTS areas that just bleed out into the void as if it never ends. It makes the area feel a lot bigger than it may actually be, and I'm glad we got to see some of that in thoughts. And finally, we'll wrap this up with Project Capture, of course. This time around, we get an Act 2 preview, as well as an OST preview. The music shut off here is cool, with the song being suspenseful, deep, and soft, all at the same time. Also in this video, showcase of Act 2, we get to see a couple of new models, such as the test chamber door, which I think has quite an interesting design. The sunburst pattern on the left half gives me 70s vibes, which I believe is the goal of it. The final thing from the Project Capture team is a showcasing video showing off their new graphical overhaul system for GPU-based dynamic lighting. They stated in the announcement for it that it's not complete yet, and once the system is fully locked in, they'll begin working on integrating it into their own maps. For now, the showcasing video shows off Lightbridge intro and some test maps, showcasing the development of the overlaid PBR shader, as well as the GPU-based dynamic area lights. For a breakdown, of course, you can find the video linked on the Project Capture's Discord server. The amount of work to get to this point is quite impressive, and the fact that this works on top of Portal 2 is even more amazing. As always with Project Capture tech things, I look forward to seeing it become more developed as time goes on. With the mod updates out of the way, it's time for everyone's favorite part, Mod of the Month. What's the lucky mod this month and why? Well, I'm proud to announce that this month's Mod of the Month is Portal Arrow. Portal Arrow has been mentioned before in a couple of updates, but it's time we focused on it a little bit more. Led by Phoenix, Portal Arrow aims to give off the same vibes as the late 2000s to early 2010s aesthetics, dubbed by those online as Fruger Arrow. I believe that this mod is matching that aesthetic quite well, with excellent usage of new props and textures, as well as the existing assets from Portal 1. The areas we've seen so far are definitely areas I'd love to just sit in and enjoy the scenery for a while. Of course, One big thing people will wonder about are puzzles. And while not all too much is out there on them, one of the elements that is used is timed delays for activation and deactivation, which has been used quite well in the puzzles where they are used. Of course, Portal Arrow has an amazing puzzle designer assisting with this mod, so I'm certain people will have a good time with these puzzles when the mod is released. I, of course, will be cursing them out since I'm typically not the best at puzzle solving, but that's a skill issue on my part. Congratulations to the Portal Arrow team for getting April and May's Mod Month. That concludes Mod Direct segment covering April and May. If you don't want to wait longer for the next one, you can get access to all the mods we're keeping an eye on by joining our Discord server in the description. Thanks for joining me, and as always, happy modding!
We hope you enjoyed PMaM's April and May monthly spotlight. Remember to like and comment and subscribe to stay tuned for June. We're also still posting tutorials every other week on this channel, so follow along to expand your hammer knowledge. As a little reminder to those participating in Summer Mod Jam, your time is 25% up. Keep up the good work. We'll see you next month.